Okay, so hi everyone. Welcome to today's session. My name is Melanie Hapisu, and it's such an honor to have you here. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to join us for virtual coffee. As I mentioned, my name is Melanie Hapisu. I am a digital marketer. I'll be introducing myself properly as we go into the session, but feel welcome. Please keep your mics muted unless you'd like to say something. In case of any question, feel free to put it in the comments and we'll address it during the session. If you'd like, you put on your video the whole session, that's okay with us. But with us today, we have Fanny, who will be introducing herself in a minute. And she'll also briefly tell us about a virtual coffee. This is our second one. So feel welcome. It happens once every month. So we will surely be inviting you going forward. So Fanny, over to you.
Thank you, Mel. Thank you so much, and welcome everybody to our second virtual coffee. So Melanie and I have started this series just to empower ourselves and our clients or our prospective clients on how they can make more impact online and make more sales. So basically, we discuss anything about your business, from your business strategy to your marketing strategy to the digital skills you need to make a profit online. So we have a different theme each month. We would like you guys to also help us if there is any topic that you would like us to cover, and we can use it for next month or any other month that we feel will be helpful. So we are here to help. Want to give you value. So how you can get value is for you to be engaged, to ask as many questions as you would like, to ask, seek clarification, seek help. The only way you can learn is by speaking out and showing up. So we want you to really get a lot of value so that when you come out of here, you are more empowered to actually use the tools that we give you to make a sale. So the theme for May is to stop scrolling and start selling. So creating and planning content that produces results. So a lot of the clients that Mel and I handle, that is the huge obstacle in making sales, is they don't know what kind of content will engage their ideal audience so that it can impact them to buy from them. So they don't know what to post. Have you ever had like, oh my God, what do I post today? I don't know what to say today. I already said what I wanted to say. What can I say again? So that's usually one of the biggest issues our clients have when they come to us, and we thought it would be important to do a session on how to create content so that you have enough content, and not just any content, but strategic content to ensure that you reach your ideal audience with your products, your goods and services, and ensure that they are impacted in a way that they are engaged, so that they can be moved to buy from you. So creating strategic content is not just telling people to buy from you. There should be a foundation for it, which Mel is gonna take us through in the next 15 minutes, and then thereafter we can have a Q&A. So basically encourage you, if you think about a question when Mel is doing her presentation, just put it on the chat and then we will cover it after the session. I want to see as many questions as possible. I want to see you showing up, because you will helping yourself to make more profits in May. So yeah, feel free and feel welcome. We are very fun and loud people, and we want you to feel this energy and have the same energy as we continue. So Mel, take it away.
Thank you, Fanny. So it's such an honor to have all of you here. I hope you can all hear us well. For those who just joined, welcome, welcome. A few house rules: keep yourself muted unless you're asking a question. In case you have any, feel free to put them in the chat. We look forward to all those wonderful questions you'll be having. And so basically, I'll take you through a few of these wonderful tips. Once in a while, I'll let Fanny just jump in on the conversation, because she also has wonderful insights, considering that we've worked with a number of business owners. It's been amazing to see the growth from where someone began. And so definitely, you're going to get lots of insights from both of us. So who is Melanie? I am the founder and CEO of an agency called DigiPath Africa. I'm based in Nairobi, and my agency helps organizations and individuals to navigate their way online, but also take their products to the online market using digital marketing. So most of us think digital marketing is just social media marketing, but as we keep going, you'll discover that it's not just social media marketing. There's a lot more to all of this. And so usually I tell people that I literally eat, sleep, breathe everything digital. You know, I've been in this space for a few years, and it's been wonderful working with both big and small brands to just help them navigate their way online, which is why Fannis and I actually started Virtual Coffee. And it's been amazing. In as much as this is the second one we're having, it was wonderful to have the first one. And I know this second one is even gonna be better. So how do you actually create content that produces results? So I'll base my presentation on questions that you need to ask yourself in order to create this type of amazing content. And so as you sit there, I want you to just think of how you've been creating your content currently. And then as we go through this whole conversation for today, I want you to see the different opportunities you have to improve. So first things first, you have to ask yourself, what type of information are the people you are targeting with your product or service looking for? This is basically your message. Remember, when it comes to creating content, when you're doing social media marketing, it's not about you as the company. We care, yes, but to some extent, as your target audience, we don't care. We just want you to solve our problems for us. So if it's a product you're giving us, give us the product. If it's a service you're giving us, give us the service. But how do you communicate this to us? You need to know what exactly we're looking for. So you need to ask yourself questions like, if I'm a company X, what exactly do people want to know from me? So if it's in the case of, let's say you have a salon, what kind of information do you think people would be looking forward to on social media from a salon? Of course, for someone like me being a lady, I definitely want to see proof that that salon knows what they're doing. And the proof is in form of pictures. So I'd want to see pictures of previous clients' hair they've done. I probably want to know the products they use on different people's hair, so that if I go to that salon, do I need to carry my own product, or do they have the product that I use? I mean, testimonials are becoming something that is so big right now for businesses, simply because seeing is believing. So if you're in a product industry, of course, you can take pictures of your product. However, we have people who are slowly now lying, using internet photos, you know, not the same photo as what you get physically. But if it's in terms of a service, how do you prove to people that you can actually do your work? In my case, I use testimonials. It works wonders, you know, simply because if someone hears that Fanny's had a wonderful experience with Melanie, they're definitely going to want to work with Melanie. So you need to keep asking yourself, what exactly is this thing that people would like to know based on my business? Fanny's, anything to add around the message?
Yeah, so also with the message, you want to speak to the problem that you're solving. A lot of times we go to the solution before we even talk about the problem. So like if you're a salon owner, I will give you a practical example. My daughter has long hair, but she's very sensitive. So I would take her to the salon and she would cry so much. So I wasn't looking for a salon that makes the best hair as much as the ones that are good with kids. The salon that understands kids with sensitive hair, and she wouldn't cry. So I go to a salon that is very far. I've been going there for a very long time. And the thing is, it's because they are good with kids. They put videos with kids playing. They have kid shows on the TV. They have toys and things like that. They're very kid friendly. And of course they charge more, more than the normal salons, but they spoke to my problem. My problem was I want a place where my kid will be comfortable to make her hair, and she will have a good time in the salon rather than having, you know, crying the whole time. So whatever your product or service is, you want to tell the client how you're solving speak to their problem. Say, this is what you're going through. I understand, and I am the one who is able to solve it. So instead of just saying, buy my product, tell me about my connection with what your product or service is solving. what is the connection there? I hope it makes it makes sense. Yeah, basically speak to the problem with also with the message. So just don't go and say, buy from me. Tell me how you are aware of what I am going through. Let me have that connection with you. Yeah.
Nice. Thanks, Fanny. I actually like that you brought the element of connection, because then it's so easy for all of us as business owners, because I'm assuming everyone on the call is a business owner in one way or another. It's so easy for you to think, I want to sell my product. I don't care how, but I'm going to tell people, buy, 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 buy. Yet, if you thought of yourself as the target audience, you wouldn't want someone to be shouting, buy, buy, buy on your face.
Exactly.
You know, you'd probably want them to be shouting offer, you know, or things for free.
Or free.
We love free things, you know, and I mean, I can't even pretend. Even me, I love free things. Yeah. Everybody loves free things.
Everybody.
So even as you're thinking of your message, keep asking yourself, are there things you can do for free? And it doesn't have to be forever, but are there some services you have or some products that you have that you can offer samples of for free? For instance, for me, personally, sometimes in the year, I run an opportunity where I give someone a 15-minute free call to ask whatever they would like when it comes to digital marketing. And that means so much to other people. So for that kind of person, when I come and tell them, by the way, this is the problem you have, and this is the solution that I have for you, definitely for them, it won't be an issue, because then they're going to be like, surely this person gave me something free. Why would I not then upgrade and become a paying client? And so as we just keep this conversation going, the next question that you need to ask yourself is, how can you communicate this information that people are looking for in an interesting or appealing way on the different platforms you're on? Please do not be boring. Fanny's and I do not like boring people. Honestly, we do not. Simply because if you're boring online, nobody is going to want to listen to you. Everybody is just going to go about minding their business, and they're going to continue what they're doing. Think of yourself when you go through your social media. Most of the time, you're just scrolling, scrolling, scrolling. What makes you stop on a certain post? Either the visual is capturing, or you've seen a part of the text that has made you feel like, hey, I need to continue reading some more. Does your target audience feel like that? Or do they just go about your posts like any other post they'll see online? So many people are shouting. Allow me to use the word shouting. So many people are shouting online. Will you shout the loudest, or will you shout the least? You need to be able to ask yourself, what will make you stand out? And that's why you see some companies probably using animation, for example, because then they know there are not so many people using animation. This will make them look different. You find other people, for example, if you as the individual are the brand, you find some people ensuring that all their posters have an image of them because they are clients by them. And personally, that's something that I experienced. I remember before I started the business, right now I'm really struggling because then people bought Melanie Hapisu, the brand, not Digipath Africa, the company. So a challenge I'm having now is between, should the company push my face, or should the company just behave like a company? So you need to be able to ask yourself, what interesting way can you use to represent this information? It could be as simple as, don't just think of the basics, images, videos, think wild, you know, testimonials, like I mentioned. A simple screenshot of a WhatsApp conversation you are having with a client who is happy can be a different type of content. You know, if you decide, instead of sending people a survey, a long survey for them to answer, you simply decide you're going to do a short poll, yes or no type of question online, that's a different type of content. So you need to be able to know how exactly will you communicate this information, so that if Imelda or Lillian or anybody else out there is looking for that information, they will actually stop what they're doing, concentrate, and look at it. Please remember, first impressions matter. The same way they matter when we meet each other physically or online is the same way the first impression for your company online matters. That is what will make or break you in terms of your target audience. You want people to remember you. What type of information will you create, or what type of content will you represent for people to actually remember you? So even when you're thinking of content that will actually drive customers to convert, think like that. Think of what will make someone stop. Because as soon as they stop, if you've gotten your messaging right, which is what we just talked about in the previous slide, then they will have time to read. But what will you do to attract them? I'm seeing videos working very well for people now, especially if you're like in the service-based industry like Fanny's and I. A simple video of you talking about what you do could get you so many clients simply because you've given them an opportunity to understand what you're saying. Fanny's?
Yeah, that's very, very important, and I agree 100%. And you don't have to struggle to get good ideas to share, because you are your first customer. You know yourself and you know what you like. So like for me, I'm a mom. I don't have time to read 100 paragraphs. If you send me 100 paragraphs, honestly, I will not. If you send me a video that's 1 hour long, I will not, unless it's really, really important or impactful to me. So try and make it digestible, bite size, so that people get a taste of what you do. And there's many ways you can create engaging content. There's too many ways. All you have to think about is, what do I like? What makes me happy? What makes me smile during a bad day? What do I share on my WhatsApp? Which video is so lit, I have to share in my WhatsApp. I'm sharing to people, I'm calling them, did you see that fun video? Like if you're a kindergarten owner, you're sharing kids maybe hugging, and it's cute, and you're like, oh my God, see my kids hugging in my school, it is amazing. That will get people to say, oh my God, that is so nice, where is your school, I want to know more. If you're making hair, you're putting behind the scenes and showing us the way this hair was not good, and you're showing us a video of the client crying after you probably made the hair better. That is powerful content. So a lot of times the business owners, before they come to us, they're just creating content for just buying. They're not doing what Melanie is talking about, polls and quizzes and videos and things like that. So what I would advise is just write down a list of the things that you like. You don't have to do them all. Don't confuse and overwhelm yourself. You can just pick 3 or 5 and say, okay, I will share a video on Monday, then I will do this on Tuesday, so that your client also sees the variety in terms of how you're bringing the content to them. So yeah, I think that would be helpful, because people don't have time to be bored. People want to be engaged, want to see you stand out. So memes are it, GIFs, all those things. Put emojis in your post. Make sure people have this good feeling after they engage with your content.
Definitely. Thank you so much, Fanny's. And I mean, as we keep talking about this conversation, I want you to think like you are the customer. What would attract you? And if you can't think like that, but it's as easy as just looking for a friend who would be a potential customer and ask them what exactly would work for them and what would not work. So even when I'm telling you how to represent it in an appealing way, you have so many people you can use, for free research to get the different types of content you want to actually pass on to people. So remember, don't just always sell. Find an opportunity to educate people if possible. Share information as much as possible. Those are the different ways that can actually lead you to getting clients. And one thing that I like to tell people, if you want people to actually convert when you're doing communication that is intended to make them buy, please have a call to action. Don't assume that your target audience knows that you want them to click the link on your website and buy. Tell them you want them to click your website and buy. Yeah. Consumers are like babies. Just pretend they don't know anything. Yes, spoil them completely. Make them remember you for your service. They know that if they want it, they should go to your website, but please tell them. And make the process as short as possible. Don't tell someone if you're interested in our product, DM. Then when they DM, you send them the link to your website. Just send them to their website.
Like, don't send me 1,000 pictures of your product. Oh, you can have this, and you can have this, and I will not even look at one. As soon as I see that, I'll just delete them. Like, no.
Exactly. So consumers don't like being confused. So those people of posting 20 times a day, please just get out. The door is there. Please. Because this whole thing of posting too many times in a day, sometimes quantity is not quality. So you really need to ask yourself, am I giving too much information to these people? by posting 8 times a day, or am I just doing enough? You always need to ask yourself that. And the reason why I keep repeating, think of yourself as the target audience, is because even you would get annoyed if a company did that to you. Why are you doing it to people? Let's be realistic. Nice. So next question you need to ask yourself is, how do you get people to take action based on the content you've created? All this comes in something we call your caption. So a caption is basically the text that accompanies your visual. So if you're putting up a post, let's say on Facebook, you can put up text alone, or you can put up text and an image. So that's what a caption is, the text. And this call to action is very, very important. Of course, not all posts need a call to action. Sometimes you're just providing information. You don't really need to tell people, yeah, buy from us. I mean, you end up looking confused. If you're giving people information about totally something different, then you come and tell them buy. But that's what Fanny's and I were just talking about now. Let people know when they need to act. You need to do it immediately. Make people feel like it's a matter of urgency. And even if they're not able to convert at that exact time, make sure you are top of mind so that when it comes to the time of converting, when they're ready, they're like, by the way, I saw that post online that was done by Florence or by Susan, and I think that I should actually look for them right now. So you need to constantly think like that. What kind of way will you talk to people that will make them want to convert either now or later? So Fanny's, anything to add as I look for an example to show you?
Okay, so like with the call to action is a very important, because when you just give them information and let it there, they are just like Melanie said, they are confused on what to do next. People are spoiled now, they have so much information. You're not the only provider of whatever information you have in your industry, whatever content. Like, you're not the only salon owner, you're not the only interior designer. Melanie is not the only digital marketer, not the only business strategist. They're getting information from everybody. So a call to action is, you want to create a relationship. You want to introduce yourself and build a relationship with the client by having a conversation. So think of call to action as creating it's a conversation starter. So like with the salon example I had said, if this person was marketing to me, they would say, does anyone here have a baby who is sensitive in the salon and cries all the time? Tell me in the comments below. You know, so they've said it, I've thought, yeah, it's a me, but because they've told me, say it in the comments below, I'm going to write me, oh my God, yes. And then now they will have a chance to conversate with me and be like, how old is your baby? How long have you been making her hair? So when we start that conversation, they are knowing more about me and knowing whether I am a potential customer. So there's a many calls to action, not just buy. It can be visit our website and download. It can be, we are having a free Mother's Day gift hamper for the first 20 people. Comment if it is you, and the first 20 people who comment will get the hamper. So you have different ways, but make sure it is the beginning of something. So it is a beginning of a relationship with your client. And the way Melody was saying about buy, I have a very funny analogy. Like, women, when a man wants to cater you, they don't just come and tell you, marry me. They start a conversation. They say, oh, you have pretty hair. Then the next they say, oh, you have pretty eyes. Oh, can I buy you, would you like coffee? Or then, can I buy you coffee? Then when you start having coffee, that's when you start this conversation. So when you just come to me and tell me buy, and I don't know who you are, and I don't know if you're capable to sell to me, like, what the hell? I don't even know what you're talking about. It's like just meeting you in the stage of a matatu, and you're like, oh my God, you're beautiful, marry me. And I'm like, you're crazy. So basically that is what happens. You want to create a relationship with your conversation. So if this person says, does your baby have sensitive hair? We start a conversation. They tell me, how old is your baby? And then they tell me, we can do this, come by, let me see her hair. They will get me as a customer rather than just telling me, we do baby's hair for 800, 700, 1500. And I'm like, I don't know you. Yeah.
Very true. Thank you for that, Fanny. So I like the example you've used. I've had a number of people saying marketing is like flirting. It takes time, so
Yes.
don't imagine that today you've opened your business, you have a page, and tomorrow you'll be selling.
Exactly. You have to
Just the
nurture the
same way.
relationship.
Yes, you have to nurture the relationship, and it takes time. Be as patient as possible to nurture that relationship and grow it with your consumers, so that every time they're thinking of you, every time they're thinking of a service that you offer, they think of you. So for example, for me, I'm very biased to buy equipment from Hotpoint, and nobody will tell me otherwise. No one, simply because I bought a kettle at Hotpoint and it was good. I bought a sandwich maker, it was good. Small things, little things grew. I bought a TV at Hotpoint. So you can imagine, you can have a customer who will buy something so small from you, but remain loyal for such a long time and end up buying your biggest of products. So always keep that in mind. Build that relationship. It doesn't mean that you'll tell me today and I'll buy your TV worth 100,000. I might decide, let me just buy an extension cable first, see how your service goes, and then I'll decide if I'm converting or not. And so I'd just like to show you an example of a post we put out when we were marketing this event. And for me, I remember as I was reading it, so Fannis is the one who did the caption. And when I was reading it, it felt so relatable. It felt like, oh my God, this is something that I could actually be going through. In as much as I'm a digital marketer, it felt very relatable. So I'm sure some of you saw it, some of you may not have seen it. So this is what we had as a post. So are you completely stuck on what to post online? So already you're like, yeah. Are your posts not getting engagement? And you're like, by the way, I am not getting engagement. I just posted, nobody likes, nobody comments. Then the next question is, have you been posting online but making no sales? And at this point, most people were already sold. They were like, we don't even need to read the rest. On sales, you've gotten us. Completely. We keep telling you, is your mind just spinning and spinning, but you're not taking action? Or have you promoted your product or service for months without making sales? We want to help. We have the answers. So join us for virtual coffee. Then we kind of tell you a little bit about what we'll be doing. So already from that post, you can see you've already made this person feel like you understand exactly what they're going through. It's almost as if you're in their head, or you've been checking out what they're doing on their computer. So they're struggling. You have their reports for their business. You want people to feel like that. Whether you're selling a course, whether you're selling a product or a service, you want people to feel as if you've fully understood them, to the extent of, even as you're talking, it's very easy for them to convert. And that's why you find people who have, for example, when you're signing up for a course, there are people who have landing pages. And you'll find the landing page is talking to you from beginning to the end. But some people don't get to the end of the landing page. Some people convert at the first sign up button, simply because those words were speaking to them. They were feeling like, Fannis was in my head, by the way. She knew exactly what I was going through. Think of your consumers like that. Ask yourself, what exactly is the pain point? What will make them come and read your caption and feel like, what? I really need this. I really like people who market travel packages, because one, they do it at the best time, because it's like they know you're tired, you need a change of environment, and they have everything right. The ones me have converted with have actually been people who've made me feel like, and you need to leave Nairobi. They've not made me feel like, we're having this discount, take it up. Of course, discounts work for some people, but for me, it's more of the imagination of, oh my God, when I'm in that hotel, I'm just gonna feel relaxed. Everything is going to work fine. Make your audience feel like that, whether it's a product or a service. So next thing, how do you plan your content? This content that we're talking about that produces results, how do you plan it in a way that it will be very easy for you and you still produce as many results as possible? So first things first, you need to brainstorm as much as possible. What do I mean brainstorm? One idea is not enough. You can't be posting the same thing every day or the same offer all the time. People will get tired and start wondering, you don't have other offers. So, even if it means sitting by yourself. I usually laugh and tell people I was having a brainstorm with myself. And sometimes people are like, how do you have a brainstorm by yourself? Well, it just happens that most of the time you're on your own, you don't have a team because you're a small business, and you actually have to brainstorm yourself. I mean, and take it seriously. Put aside time to brainstorm on ideas, and as you're brainstorming on those ideas, ask yourself questions like, who exactly am I talking to? Because sometimes you need to talk to different people in different ways. You need to ask yourself questions like, what type of content appeals to them? So are these people like Fanny's who doesn't like a 1-hour video? Would they prefer a 1-minute video? You need to ask yourself questions like that. Do they prefer images? Do they just prefer me to probably use a different way of communicating? Ask yourself that, because right now we're slowly moving from people who like reading long form content to short form content. People don't have time. So please don't come online and waste people's time. You'd rather say something short and drive people to either your website or your YouTube channel where they'll read more. But when you're saying it on social media, be as short, as brief as possible. Remember, on social media, we are being so short. You're the one interfering with people's space. Remember, you're a business in a social space. You're the one who needs to readjust. Us, we're here to have a good time and socialize. So if you're not gelling in with our socializing, just get out of here, man, please. So next you need to ask yourself, where is your consumer? Don't be everywhere. You don't need to be on all platforms. Be where your consumers are. Understand little things like, when are they online? It could be based on research. It could be based on assumption. For example, if Melanie is a working mom, I'm probably at work from 8 to 5. And at 5, I'm with my children. So you need to calculate and see, what time am I going to talk to Melanie for her to be able to listen to exactly what I'm saying? But then you need to ask yourself, why exactly should Susan, for example, listen to your brand? Why you? Why not everyone else? All of us are shouting. What is special about you? Why exactly should these people listen? So once you have that at the back of your mind, you're able to know, okay, this is exactly how I'm going to target my clients. But then the last question, how will you communicate to them? How do you want to sound? That example I've shown you, you can clearly tell it's Fanny's talking. If you get to know Fanny's, you get to know it's her talking. How exactly do you want to sound? Do you want to sound like a friend? Do you want to sound serious, like a serious corporate bank kind of thing? Do you want to sound playful? You need to be able to know, how do you want your brand to be represented or to sound? Fanny's?
Yeah, and before I say something, if you have questions, please put them on the chat because you will forget. So try and put them on the chat. If you have examples of posts that you've done in the past and you feel like you need help with them, you can put them there. And when we are done, we will look at them and, give you advice. The only way you can get as much as possible is just participate and ask questions and say, I've done this before. Let me tell you, Melanie and I are not perfect. We've made mistakes. Maybe we will even have a session when they tell you how much money we've wasted and how many mistakes we made before we reach here. But the reason we are here is because we were willing to learn and we were willing to ask questions and delve more. So I really, really encourage you to participate and ask questions. Say, I have this business, what do you think the content is? Or I have this business and I don't know who my ideal audience is. What Melanie says about not being everywhere is very important for a small business owner. I made this mistake as well. I was everywhere. I was doing everything. I was paying influencers as well. I wasted a lot of time and a lot of money just trying to be everywhere, and it was overwhelming. When you're starting out, start with one platform and be good with that platform, because strategy takes time. So the way she's talking about planning, it's not something you just plan, oh, I'm going to post this today. You really need to have a plan for it. With my clients, I tell them 90 days. Even if it's possible, 30 days, because just because I see your post today doesn't mean I will buy today. So I can see your post and I like it, I will save it. So probably I'll screenshot it or I'll, save it somewhere and keep thinking about it. Then when you post another one, I'll be like, oh, the same person, this is good. Then maybe on the third trial, or even the 7th is when I will buy. So you want to have that in mind with your strategy, with who you're talking to. Let it be in one. If you're talking to moms like me, probably they are on Facebook more than on TikTok or wherever. So you want to be where they are and see what language are they talking about, and make sure you are consistent for a few for some time before you're like, oh, give up, oh, these months are not engaging. And then I think one thing to note is, yes, we like comments, yes, we like going viral, but that's not really the main goal. You can go, do you remember Githeri Man? Nobody remembers Githeri Man anymore. Like, we have forgotten about. So just going viral or being talked about for 5 minutes, it can make you think this is the right thing, and then people will forget you. So I think consistency comes before, getting 100 comments or many comments. It's that consistency, people knowing that you're always there. So the right content to the right audience on the right platform. Yeah. Oh no, Melanie, I can't hear you. Unmute.
I'm saying, so sorry. I'm saying I like that you've mentioned that there are people who would probably save your posts and buy it later, because I don't know why when you're a business owner and you're marketing for your own business, you never imagine that because you're broke, other people are broke. You just imagine that people have money.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's good to think of the situation like that, because then, I mean, like right now it's COVID times. People's spending has really gone down. For example, for me, something I was doing was training people quite a lot. And between March 2020 and to date, I can tell you the number of people I train in a month has drastically reduced. But that is something I've understood. And so it's for you to ask yourself, how do you readjust? Do you maybe have an offer for people who sign up early, a discount? Do you maybe slash, I don't know, 50% and give people 50% of what you would have taught them? Be clever about it. I know something that I personally did. I used to train a 4-week class, and I used to charge 10,000 Kenya shillings, which is around $100. And I used to charge that for the 4 weeks. And later on, when COVID began, then I realized that model is not working. So rather than forcing people to attend 4 weeks, I would tell them they can attend per session, and per session I'll charge them $2,525. And people thought I had given such a huge discount. In fact, so many people signed up. And the only thing I had done is divided the 10,000 shillings by 4 weeks, and each session was 2,500. And all of a sudden, people were more willing to spend simply because you came down to their level and gave them what they could afford at that moment. So you always need to think, if things are not working, if people are not converting, what can you do? Do you need to introduce an offer? Maybe do you need to do a bit of a discount? Keep asking yourself that. So as we wind down the conversation, what else can you do to plan this wonderful content that you have that is going to generate sales? You need to plan well. And planning well means you need to use something we call a content calendar. For those of you who are here, I'm not sure how you do your marketing, but I know there are businesses that just wake up and decide, today we're posting this shoe, tomorrow we're posting this destination. They don't have a plan. They just wake up and post. Please don't be that business owner. Please do not be. Why am I saying that? Planning always helps, because you kind of have a structure and you're building up towards your goal. Without a plan, it's like you're just driving to no destination. So when I'm talking about a content calendar, it's not something difficult. You can basically have a Word document, for instance, and probably include the date. So when will the post go up? The message, in this case, your caption, your theme, like what is the theme? Are you having a certain theme for a month? Maybe you want to push certain products for this month. Maybe you're targeting, say, mothers. Yes. Yeah. So maybe you're targeting mothers. So you're going to be talking about
to school.
Yes. So you need to choose what is your theme, either for a week, for a day, for a month. You need to decide that and create content based on that. It's always easier to work with a theme in mind, because then it makes your creating much easier. But then in that calendar, you also need to say, what type of content are you going to use? Are you going to do an article? Are you going to do images? Are you going to do a video? You need to ask yourself that, because it also helps you to prepare. So if it's a video, you're not just going to wake up today morning with no script and you decide, this is the video we are recording. Fannis and I had to plan for this event. We didn't just wake up and tell Paul, see you next week, Wednesday, and then we showed up. Same way for a video, you always have to plan. There are people who even write scripts. So they have exactly the words they're going to say in that video, because remember, you want to give people value. There's no need of you recording a 2-minute video that you could have said in 1 minute. So you see, with a content calendar, you're able to plan. What will I be saying in this video? How long do I think it will take? Is it necessary for it to take that long? When it comes to social media, say everything in the shortest way possible. That is the secret. You know, I'd rather you tell people something like, have you been struggling to sell online? Click the link on my website. And some will be like, oh my God, by the way, let's see, maybe she has a solution. So make people curious, spark some form of curiosity. But then the best part of this whole conversation, once you have your content calendar written down, you can actually schedule your posts. So there's no need of you telling yourself, I'll be going to my phone every day at 9 a.m. to ensure a post is up. We have so many tools that you can use to schedule. So if you want a post to go up next week on Tuesday at 10 a.m., you can schedule it. In fact, some of the platforms we have allow you to do that automatically. So for instance, sorry for the noise, I'll just let the plane pass.
Okay, I thought somebody was in the toilet.
No, it was an aeroplane. So for example, on Facebook, if I can just show you briefly, if this is your page, for instance, if you come down to this menu on the left, there's a section called Publishing Tools. So when you come to Publishing Tools, it takes you to a page that allows you to either see all the posts you've published. So these are already posts that have gone up, or this second menu here has scheduled posts. So you can schedule a post. If I want my post to go up next week, I simply click on schedule, create post, and it asks me what date and what time do I want that post to go up. So you don't always have to be on your phone. So you see, if you plan for a month, you just have to schedule the content and it freely just goes. Your work is just to wait for the money to come, to reply to comments, to reply to messages. That's your work. So Facebook allows you to schedule. Things like Twitter allows you to schedule. Instagram, unfortunately, does not allow you to schedule yet. However, there are scheduling tools. For example, there's one called Hootsuite. So Hootsuite is basically a scheduler. So you connect your social media profiles and it allows you to schedule your posts if you want them to go up on a different way. So you see how planning makes things easier. You don't have to always just be on your page waiting to post. So you always need to just plan in advance. It makes you use your time in a better way. Hanis, anything to add as we wind down the conversation?
So amazing, Melanie. So good. So I just wanted to add that as you plan, you're planning with your ideal audience in mind. You want to know what is your ideal audience going through at that particular time. The way Melanie has said, moms, I'm a night person. That's my lunch. Everybody say, why are you sleeping late? Because that's the only time nobody's calling my name 25 times. Nobody's climbing on my back. I really love it. And that's when I catch up with everything that is happening online. So also you need to know what else, like for Mother's Day, for moms, if you don't wish me Mother's Day, I will not remember you when I'm back. So even if you were selling school shoes and you wished me Mother's Day, look, oh, I will remember you. So what is going on with your ideal audience? If you're owning a salon back to school, you probably need to know when is back to school. So that is the time kids are being taken to have their hair made. What is happening at that time? What offer can you put? So as you plan, that's what I'm saying, planning, you should plan for a long time. So if you're planning for the month of May, what is happening in May in your ideal audience timeline to help them? And then also with what is happening is some things that you cannot control, like COVID. So if you've already planned to post about something and maybe about bars and restaurants, and then Uhuru just comes up and says they're closed, you also need to adjust your content. So your marketing strategy is a living thing. It's a living organism. It's not set in stone. So you need to adjust with what is happening in your timeline. Imagine if I'm a bar and restaurant and they've closed, and then the next day you are saying, I deliver, or I'm a delivery, I deliver alcohol. And it's just like, you are so insensitive. You don't know what is going on in my life. So indulge yourself, get into your ideal audience life, understand them so well and what is happening in their life. So the reason why Melanie and I are talking, are you tired of posting online? It's because this is the biggest migration of people selling online. Because of COVID now, I think 99% of businesses have gone online, and some have not done it before and they're struggling. So the information is at the right time. So even with your content, make sure it is also, you're scheduling it in terms of your ideal, not your convenience, not when it is convenient for you. Is it convenient, or is it in tandem with what is happening in your ideal audience's life?
Wow. Thank you, Fanny. Thank you so much. I can see someone in the chat saying, great session. Love your energy. Thank you so much, Lillian. It's lovely to have you guys here. I don't know if there's any question. Feel free to unmute yourself. If there's none, Fanny and I have a little thing we can do based on some of the goals you guys had written when you were signing up. So any question? If you're enjoying the session, feel free to give us a thumbs up.
Yeah. If you don't have a question, yeah, good. I said that thumbs up.
Nice. So thank you. I know there are those who joined in late. Don't worry, we will share the recording and you'll be able to have it with you. We'll also share a little bit of information about Fanny's and myself. So maybe Fanny's, before I go, maybe you can tell everyone a little about what you do and how you help businesses so that in case they're interested in your service, they can look for you.
Yeah, so yeah, I am a business strategist. I help stay-at-home moms specifically. That's my ideal audience. So you've seen I've talked about moms the whole time, like that's my gem. Yeah, so I help stay-at-home moms or moms in general start a profitable or grow a profitable online business. I do that with coaching programs. So coaching is basically different from training in terms of that I hold your hand. So I'm your accountability partner. I give you things to do. We connect. My organization is called Connect and Collaborate. Yeah, Melanie knows because she's been there from the beginning. Yeah, so basically we connect and we work on your business strategy from what your business idea is, what is the concept, where your ideal audience is, the way we are talking about where you find your ideal audience, what are their pain points or what are their problems that your solution is able to solve, and what kind of messaging, how do we package the messaging so that it can impact them, so that they can have a reaction, a positive reaction, and feel like you're the best person to be able to help them. We do that in 8 weeks. So if you would like to connect with me, because I don't work with everyone, and the reason why I don't work with everyone is because strategy, Melanie will tell you, strategy is a lot of work. There is no miracle cure. It's kind of like weight loss. You're not gonna go to the gym today and tomorrow you're losing weight. You have to put in the work. So a lot of times you have to connect with people who you are in how do I say, in your vibing in terms of their effort to put in. I can't want your success more than you want it for yourself. So we work together and we make sure you are successful in 8 weeks, and the strategy goes on for 90 days. Yeah, basically. So if I'm gonna put in the chat if you want to connect with me and have a conversation. I do give free strategies for 30 minutes. So you can connect with me and then I can give you an idea of what I feel your business should do to be successful. I've been an entrepreneur since 2009, babe. I've been in this game. There's nothing new you can tell me. Yeah, so yeah, yeah, I think so. I can talk about my business for long, so I just need to stop because I won't stop. Yeah.
Nice. Thank you, Fanny. And for me, like I mentioned, I run an agency that works with both individuals and organizations. This slide basically summarizes what we do. So we help clients, number one, understand digital marketing through training. So in case you're looking to learn more about digital, we have different training packages. You can always reach out. We also help you reach a wider audience through digital advertising. I saw some people when they were signing up, they said they want to reach a wider audience. We definitely can help you do that through digital advertising. But in collaboration with Fanny, as she's mentioned, we also help people come up with strategies. So that is something that can actually be done. We help you create engaging content. So in case you don't want that hassle of creating the content, don't worry, there are people to help you do that. But then lastly, in case you're looking to hire digital talent, we also help to do that. So in case you're struggling and wondering, who is the right person for me to hire, we can actually do interviews for you, or we can actually train people for you and get you the perfect fit for your organization. So that is what my organization does. It's been so lovely having all of you here. I think because we have some 5 minutes, maybe for the sake of networking, everyone can briefly introduce themselves. Just tell us your name and in one sentence, what your organization does or what you do as an individual. So I will start off with Lillian. You're the first one on my list.
Cool. Thank you so much. So my name is Lillian. Okay, cool.
Hi, Lillian.
So, hi, Vanessa. Nice to meet you both. Yes, I'll just give a brief of myself. I'm a learning designer. I create online courses. So the business that I run is a digital marketing course that we created with Melanie actually since 2019. So we run a digital marketing course that's specifically for young professionals. So people between the age of 18 to 25 who want to really see if they can leverage digital marketing, exploit, see if they can be able to do content creation as well. So it's great to see and learn from other people as well. So it was such a great opportunity to be here.
Yeah, thank you so much, Lillian. Susan?
Cool. I forgot to mention, it's called the Ready Learn Digital Marketing Training. Yeah.
Okay. Feel free to put in your links in the chat. I can see Susan saying she's Susan Tema. She's a digital marketer in the making. Thank you, Susan. Femelo, I hope I've pronounced your name well. Could you please introduce yourself and tell us a bit about what you do? Either on audio or on chat. Okay.
Okay. Hi, Melanie, and hi, everyone. Unfortunately, I cannot be on video. I'm still in my pajamas. I'm not feeling well.
No.
So yeah, just to respect the business. So my name is Pimelo from South Africa. So I'm in the event space. We provide event equipment for various events, big and small. So yeah, that's where we are. Thanks. Our company is Vonage Events. Yeah, our company name is Vonage Events and Projects. Thank you, ladies, and thanks to everyone.
Thank you so much. Please feel free to put your information on the chat if you'd like people to connect. I can see Casti saying she's Casti Thuku. She runs a travel agency and a nail spa. She's put in her email address. So in case anyone is interested, feel free to reach out to her. Next, we can have Lynn introducing herself.
Hi guys. So I'm at work. I won't be able to put my camera on, but I'm a musician and I own a small business that mainly deals with clothes and accessories. So my musician pages just go by Lynn Aswani, which I also use as my individual platforms. So you can find me on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn with just the same name. And my small business is called Vuyanzi, and Vuyanzi sells. Yeah, you know, like where style meets joy. I sell accessories, mainly clothes and stuff like sunglasses. So that's me. Thank you, and thank you for the class.
Okay, thank you. I can see Patience saying she's Patience. She's an upcoming content creator. Thank you so much, Patience, for joining in. Final person to introduce themselves, Priscilla.
Priscilla did it on chat as well.
Oh, okay, she did it on chat. So she's
Yeah,
Priscilla.
Hi.
Oh,
Hello, how are you?
Yeah. Okay, good.
My name is Priscilla, and I met Melanie through a friend of mine. And basically, we do like we sell like we run a kitchen. So there's a catering company, so we do pre-cooked foods like samosas, spring rolls, and fresh juices, cocktails. So now it's running online. So that was why this was very helpful. So it's nice to join and see other people who are doing the same thing, kind of. So thank you for the session.
Okay.
And I hope to learn. I hope I can get. Actually, I would like to actually connect with Fanis. That would be nice, actually, for a 30-minute call.
Oh, okay, Priscilla. I'll put the link to book, and also Melanie
Yes.
will put it in the email. So yes,
Yeah.
I would love to connect as well.
Okay, thank you.
Wow. Thank
Welcome.
you, everyone. So nice to have you. Thank you for
Yes,
joining
Melanie,
in.
we are international. We're in South Africa. Yay!
So we will see you guys next month. We will communicate the date on time, but we look forward to having you again. Thank you so much for joining in. Feel free to leave at your pleasure, but it was lovely having you
And
in
if
our
you
day.
have a topic that you would like to touch us next time, feel free to say. So if you're going through any struggle in your business and you would like us to discuss it with marketing your business online, just be free to tell us.
Nice. So it's a wrap. Feel free to leave at your
Thank you.
pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Is it just